What's up, everyone? Earthboy Advance here, and to answer the title, yes, you can DJ with two Nintendo Switches, and I do just that. So in this video, I wanted to show you my setup. It's a setup I've used for a while now, and I've never really seen anyone else do anything like it, but it's a ton of fun. So, what I'm doing here is sending audio directly from two switches, each running the software Korg Gadget, where I've composed entire tracks within the software. Each switch has its audio going to a channel, and this mixer here, virtually making each switch an equivalent to a deck in a two-deck DJ turntable situation. Then I have the audio of the whole mixer going into the Korg KaosPad 3 Plus, which is basically being used as a master effects processor. So all audio goes through here, and any effect covers the entire audio. Alright, let's get into the workflow here, the nitty-gritty, if you will. What am I actually doing to make this happen? Simply enough, first I would just queue up a track in switch 1. Then I'm free to jam effects on the KaosPad throughout the track. You can see the layout of Korg Gadget is essentially a project file in a DAW, if you're familiar, like Ableton, etc. So I can continue to follow the progress of the track as it's going by scrolling through it. And now we reach the cornerstone of DJing, transitions. So here I had to get a bit creative with this setup. So there's a few different classic DJ transition methods I like to employ. Isolating tracks, beat or tempo matching, blending, fading. First is isolating drums or synths. Pretty easy to do in Gadget. Once I've isolated, like the synth here, then it's time to manually play switch 2. Note that there's no syncing system, so I just have to time it right on the downbeat manually. So I wait for the measure. So there's just a kick going, might be a little hard to hear, but that brings me to my next point, which is tempo matching. Again, there's no manual syncing system, so I just go into the tempo setting, and I can manually change the tempo here. As for blending, some tracks work great together, so whether it's the drums on this track with the synth of this track, like I have now, especially if you make a lot of housey type beats like I did recently, then yeah, they'll work well together. And that brings me to fading, so each volume is corresponding to a switch, so I can just manually use these, and I could just fade out the synth. Now you're gonna have just the drums from this track, and then it's a little hard to do on beat with holding a microphone, but then I could just unmute, and I will have a new track playing. Transition successful, ideally. In Korg Gadget, you can also loop very easily, so I'm constantly making use of that. When transitioning, you just toggle on a loop, and it'll just loop that measure or that scene indefinitely. So, for example, this is just a beat going over here, and then I will queue up. You see, I just did a little hotkey shortcut for triggering the loop. Very easy to do with buttons. And now this is ready to transition. Another option is I can just let the track end on the beat. I'm just monitoring it, the progress, and I'll just manually start a new one. I'll usually use a delay to help smooth that over. So yeah, like that, for example. As for the KaosPad effects, I could go pretty in-depth on that, so maybe I could save that for a more KaosPad focused video. But basically I use a lot of classic effects like various tempo sync delays. I use a lot of filters. I use loopers. Loop. Various tempo sync delays in particular are my favorite for transitioning, with nice flowy trails. They're just very rhythmic. I love that aspect. So that's just about everything in my Switch DJing setup. If anyone would like to get into anything I'm doing here, like Korg Gadget, the Chaos Pad, if you just like this kind of content from me, just drop a comment and let me know. And I'm happy to talk about this kind of stuff. I absolutely love Korg Gadget, specifically the Switch version. I'm not sponsored, by the way, big asterisk. It's a pretty niche software, but obviously I'm trying to do the most I can with it, and I'm really enjoying it. So thanks for watching. Peace out.